Let's come to common sense. Is the United States of America a true democratic country? I presume or assume or believe the world is no more slipping. The British are no more slipping. The French are no more slipping. Either we Africans are no more slipping. Even the rest of the world are no more slipping. Welcome again to the Sober Talk session at Cecil Talk Hall. These are questions from Senator Ted Cruz, Republican, to the United States Ambassador to Ukraine about the then Vice President Joe Biden and now President of the United States of America and his son Hunter Biden, which been afflicted in an oil gas scandal. Let's wait and see.
Was made aware of information, and I passed that along to the staff of the Office of the Vice President.
And so why were you concerned? Why were you concerned about Hunter Biden being on the board of Burisma?
The issue at hand was the owner of the company, Zlochevsky, had awarded himself gas contracts, and as I testified both in the impeachment, our concern was about the corrupt acts of Zlochevsky, the ex-minister, and the FBI had been pursuing freezing his assets, and it was in the interest of the United States to remain at the gold standard of our own actions.
So the Ukrainian oligarch who owned Burisma, there was very substantial evidence of corruption on his part, and he named Hunter Biden to his board of directors. To your knowledge, does Hunter Biden speak Ukrainian?
I've never talked to Hunter Biden, no.
To your knowledge, did he have any knowledge before serving on that board about anything concerning oil or natural gas?
I'm not aware of his CV.
To your knowledge, did Hunter Biden have any qualification whatsoever for that board job other than the fact that his daddy was the sitting vice president at the time?
Senator, no one consulted me about who was on the board of Burisma. There was another American, Blaa, who was a former...
Okay, I asked a question. To your knowledge, did Hunter Biden have any qualification to be on that board other than the job his daddy had at the moment?
I am not familiar with his resume, sir.
Okay. He was paid $83,000 a month by this Ukrainian oligarch. You're an expert in Ukraine. Have you ever been paid $83,000 a month?
I'm a public servant, sir. I've never served on a corporate board.
So does that mean no, you haven't been paid $83,000 a month?
I have not been paid $83,000 a month, no, sir.
So, look, the concern here is not Hunter Biden's own problems, but rather it is official corruption from the then Vice President of the United States, Joe Biden, and now the President of the United States, Joe Biden. Let me ask you, while his son was on the board of Burisma making $1 million a year, did Joe Biden do anything that benefited the corrupt oligarch who was paying his son?
Vice President Biden led our efforts to fight corruption in Ukraine.
Let me ask you the question again. Did Vice President Joe Biden do anything that benefited the corrupt oligarch who was paying his son $1 million a year?
He did not.
He did not. Well, it's interesting. Someone who disagrees with you, Mr. Kent, is Joe Biden. And I want to read from what he said on January 23rd, 2018 at the Council of Foreign Relations. Quote, this is Joe Biden speaking. And I went over, I guess, the 12th, 13th time to Kiev. And I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. And I'd gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, the prosecutor that was investigating Burisma. And they didn't. So Biden continues. I said, no, we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said, I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here, and I think it was about 6 hours. I looked at them and said, I'm leaving here in 6 hours. If the prosecutor is not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a bitch, he got fired. Let me ask you something. Do you think Joe Biden holding $1 billion hostage to force the Ukrainian government to fire the prosecutor that is investigating the corrupt oligarch who's paying his son $1 million a year, did getting that prosecutor fired benefit that oligarch?
Thank you, Senator Cruz. Senator Van
Are you going to allow him to answer the question, Madam Chairman?
I am not going to allow him to answer the question.
Why are you covering for the Vice President? Do you not want him to answer that question? He said that the Vice President does nothing to benefit the oligarch.
I think it's unfortunate for you, Senator Cruz, to put in position that are uncomfortable the nominees to be our ambassadors.
Okay, this is
because
his
they
sworn
have,
testimony. This
I
is his sworn
appreciate that,
testimony.
and
I understand that
and
you
he
want to cover
already
for the vice
answered
president.
that he is going to raise those concerns anytime.
Was his testimony
he has
true or false that
responsibility.
Biden did nothing to benefit the oligarch?
I don't know
Let him
what his
answer the
testimony
question.
was.
Why are you afraid of him answering the question?
I'm not. I just want to move on because
But you won't let him
the
answer.
votes
I
have
asked
started.
a yes/no question. Will you allow him to answer the yes/no question?
Yes, you can answer yes or no. Thank you.
The prosecutor who was fired by the Ukrainian parliament did nothing to investigate Zlochevsky, and everything that Vice President Biden, the State Department, and the U.S. Embassy did acted in good faith to reduce corruption and help the Ukrainian
So
people.
firing him did not benefit the oligarch.
This was the question that was asked by Senator Ted Cruz of the Republican Party to the ambassador, and the question was denied by the chair lady. Is it democracy?
Over, I guess, the 12th, 13th time to Kyiv, and I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. And I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. So they said they were walking out to press conference. I said, no, I said, I'm not going to, we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, what, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a bitch. Got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid.
Well, well, well. You've already heard it from the horse's mouth. As this video keep rolling or scrolling, watch very carefully, listen very carefully. Listen to Joe Biden's arrogant comment in public, bragging and denying a $1 billion loan guarantee to a whole sovereign nation, which even the money would have not been free had it been that money was loaned to Ukraine, simply because the prosecutor of that nation had wanted to bring Joe Biden and Hunter Biden before corruption table. Is this the United States that goes round the wall or every nation imposing democracy, even up to Africa? African ladies, African authorities, African diasporas, wake up, listen, and judge yourself.
I'm not scared to say that I am a Trump supporter, always going to be a Trump supporter. I don't give a fuck how you feel about it. I do not give a fuck. Now, I was one of them people, too, once upon a time. When Kanye was running around with Trump, I could not understand that for the life of me. I'm like, why the would he be running around with Trump? Like, until I start doing my own research, which I keep telling y'all to do. Trump is not the enemy, bro. Trump is actually on the right side of the fence. You is just so blind, y'all don't see what the is really going on, bro. Like, most of y'all just watch the news, and that's where y'all get all your information from. The news, when he was walking around telling y'all that that's fake news, it is, y'all. It's propaganda to brainwash y'all, bro. Like, I hate that, like, I'm one of these people now, because we are the people that sound crazy. Like, oh my God, y'all, this is so damn. I'm gonna just say that if I could go down there and riot for them trying to arrest Trump, I would. I feel like this is your president. Yep. And I'm gonna stick beside him. Donald Trump is my president. I don't fuck who y'all elect. Y'all look at Trump president. Look at Biden. Look at I will put my president up against that sleep any day. Any day. Any motherfucking day. Wait till y'all realize that Trump was never the problem. Oh my God. It's just that by the time y'all wake up, it'd be too late. Most of the time, I found out it'd be too late. It'd be too late because nobody cracks open a book. Nobody digs deep and really find out what's going on. They just cut the TV on and let the program them. And that's what they believe. That's what they walk around screaming. That's what they stand by. Like, I'm not of this world. Like, that's what I'm starting to realize. Like, I'm one of them people that was sent here for like the greater good. Like, I'm not of this world. I'm nothing like y'all, bro. I'm nothing like you. You know what blows my mind? When 9 times out of 10, when people say they don't like Trump or they don't support Trump, and I be like, why you don't like Trump? Like, tell me honestly why you don't like Trump. The first thing out they mouth is, he's a racist. We all a little racist. Everybody in the world is a little racist. All of us go places and say about the other race. Everybody is a little racist. It's in our DNA, each and every last one of us. It's in us to stand with your people. Let me tell you something I hear my fiance say all the time. If you walk into a room full of white people and there's one black person, by nature, you're going to go over there and introduce yourself to that black person first, because you're going to be like, oh, that's me. If a white person walk in a room full of black people, they're going to naturally zero in on the other white person. We all are a little racist by nature. Come with something else. Come with something else. Yet y'all over here starving and poor and biting us and giving all the money y'all going to work and earning to another country. Make it make sense. That's like me watching my own kids starve in this house, but I'm making sure Becky down the street make sure her kids eat, and making sure the kids around the corner eat, and going up to the school giving out free food, and then coming home and my kids are starving. Make it make sense. Y'all elected that money, so stand beside them. Stand beside them. I'm done acting like, well, I'm just gonna fall in line and act like I'm a Trump hater too. I don't give a. Best thing I ever did was went on a spiritual journey, bro, because I done tapped so deep into myself. I don't give a what somebody else think about me. I don't give a. Say that crazy. I don't want nothing to do with her. Good. I don't want to be around like y'all anyway. I don't want to be around a weak-minded that's just going along with whatever is popular. Get away from me. I'm about to go buy Make America Great Again hat and wear that around because I want all smoke.
Watch this video, listen, and watch this video very, very carefully. I hope you've listened to the sister. Giving her opinion about Donald J. Trump, the ex-president of the United States of America, which probably could be the next president of America. You never know. I mean, she was just giving her opinion about Donald Trump, that she discovered that Donald J. Trump is the best president in her lifetime. Okay? And I don't think it's a crime for a whole head of state to protect his sovereignty, his nation, and his people. I don't think it's a crime. Africans,
against the traditional values of Uganda. Being gay was already illegal in this East African country. Now a wide array of activities seen as homosexual can also land people in jail, even get them killed. But why is Uganda acting so harshly against the LGBTQ community? And what does it mean to be gay in Africa? Also, is there any hope for Uganda's LGBTQ community? Here's a report.
Our morals will protect our children, and we are making this law. We are making this law for ourselves. We are making this law for our children. We are making this law for the children of our children. This country will stand firm. And once it passed, I can tell you, Madam Speaker, we are going to reinforce the law enforcement officers to make sure that homosexuals have no space in Uganda.
Homosexuals have no space in Uganda. That was said by a lawmaker. You'd think that such rhetoric has no place in today's time. But this rhetoric is rampant in the country and in fact thrives in Uganda. In Parliament, Uganda's anti-homosexual legislation was celebrated with song and fervour. Lawmakers rejoiced as the Parliament passed laws criminalizing same-sex relationships. In fact, even identifying as a gay or lesbian can now get people imprisoned for 20 years. The legislation makes it a duty for families, friends, and members of the community to report homosexuals to authorities. There's a ban on promoting and abetting homosexuality. The law promises to act against the conspiracy to engage in same-sex activities. Perhaps the most radical provision is people engaging in aggravated acts of homosexuality will get a life sentence. That's if they're lucky. If not, they'll get the death penalty. What is an aggravated act of homosexuality? According to Uganda, it's when a person has sexual intercourse with a partner of the same sex or when either person is HIV positive. All but one member of the parliament spoke.
Thank you so much, President Museveni of Uganda. I pray and wish that other African ladies should learn from you. These are the reasons why Africans should be very, very careful of all this garbage mainstream media. This presenter is an Indian. India is one of the most traditional taboo country ideologies in the world. Why should always the West impose their ideas on us? As an African, let me give my opinion. I don't mind whatever the West may take, minerals, gift of nature, let them take it. But one thing I pray, don't take our way of life from us. We are Africans. Not the color of our skin or the design of our face makes us African. It's our way of life. Please. That's the only hope we now have in Africa.
This month, a teacher was arrested
Africans,
over
judge
accusations of
yourself.
grooming of young girls into unnatural sexual practices. It's a deeply conservative Christian country. Homosexuality is a taboo. The people of Uganda support the latest legislation. And it's not an exception in Africa. Out of the 69 countries in the world that have laws criminalizing homosexuality, 32 are in Africa alone.
This video is mainly for West Africa, the Hollywood branch in Nigeria called Nollywood, exporting every Western indoctrination down to Africa, destroying our way of life.